Welcome to Dwarven Forge Live. This is On the Anvil, episode 59. This is the show where we take you behind the scenes here at Dwarven Forge, show you what we're working on, what we're thinking about, what we're drinking.
What are you thinking about? What we're drinking about?
And let's just hang out for 2 hours and discuss terrain.
Do you have your lav on?
My lav is on.
It is on?
Yeah, it's on.
Oh, it is. Okay, cool. Go ahead and talk again.
I'm drinking a fancy dry white cider tonight.
There we go. It's all good. I had to turn it off and back on.
Also, the show where we never have any tech problems.
We're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta turn it off and back on.
That's not a problem. That's we have a solution.
Yeah.
So what are we doing tonight, Chris?
Tonight, if you remember last week, we asked you guys for some for some help with building some sample builds for caverns, because we're making a video to introduce people to caverns and all that. Well, today, we're doing the same kind of thing, but it's with everything.
Should be fun.
Yeah, we're having a companion video to go along with it that's just kind of a general intro to Dwarven Forge. It doesn't go as in-depth on anything, but it covers all the biomes, basically.
So we're doing a bunch of building.
A bunch of building, and talking about every biome we have to offer.
We also we have some test shots to look at from Wildlands, and we have a new segment. What do we call it?
We do. Mysteries from the Forge.
Yes.
We don't have a...
It's a working title.
Yeah, it's a working title. We don't have any graphics for it.
But we do have a mystery.
We do have a mystery.
Oh. You know what? Can we work in unsolved mysteries somehow? Actually, get it solved. Well, my dad directed episodes for Unsolved Mysteries for 8 seasons.
Really?
Yeah. The very first pilot episode, he did the segment on the Unabomber, and put the Unabomber back underground for like 9 years or something.
What was it like working with the Unabomber?
It was very pleasant.
Yeah.
You know, it's a recreation. It was just an actor.
Nice.
He was a SAG dude with a sweatshirt. Yeah. But you know what was really cool? I got a smoke cookie from that shoot. So do you know what smoke cookies are?
No.
Okay, so I don't think they're legal anymore. So in special effects, it's a special effects thing. It's like, it looks like a chunk of tar. It's like a black, like a thick black wedge of tar. It looks like if you burned a brownie, right? It's just like a thick black thing, and you light it, and it produces smoke like nobody's business. So they used it for, like, they were doing an explosion thing, whatever, and they wanted to have a ton of smoke. So you just, like, you light a smoke cookie, and it's just like, but it's like toxic. It's like burning tires or something. It's just like, you know, just there's the volume of smoke this little cookie produces. It definitely destroys. Like, that's probably the reason there's a hole in the ozone layers, because I was burning the smoke cookies. Anyway,
okay, so it's not
so
something
what else?
you eat.
No, we don't. No.
All right.
We have little foggers and safer things, but yeah, smoke cookies. They were great. So anyway, what were we talking about?
Yeah, we're gonna do that segment. We don't have a whole ton of news today, but we do have some news today.
I was also in the Son of Sam episode when I was like 12.
What was it like working with the Son of Sam?
I just had to find dead dogs. It was pretty easy. We were 2 young boys leading the police to. You can look it up. I found it on the internet at one point. I put it on Slack. So it's maybe we'll find it next week and we can put it up in the thing. There's a little segment of young Nate Taylor wearing an ElfQuest T-shirt, bowl cut, leading the police. Hey, the bodies are over there. To where we found. I mean, it wasn't real. We were actors acting. You know.
Do you think?
Do you think you know anybody else on an episode of Unsolved Mysteries?
Do you think we carry enough weight as a company?
No.
To get Jonathan Frakes?
No, it was Robert Stack.
Sure, but Jonathan Frakes is fun.
But he did. He was on. He never did Unsolved Mysteries, right?
No, he didn't. He did. What did he do?
He did some other serious, like, you know, in a lobby full of like mysterious things in a room, and he was like, "The next thing I'm going to tell you might blow your mind.
Yes.
I'm not really on a spaceship."
Do you know what happens when popcorn reaches terminal velocity?
Let's find out. So anyway, what have you? So sorry. This is a show where we never have any tangents either.
Yeah.
Because ADHD.
We're on top of everything. There's gonna be more fan overlap with Dwarven Forge and Frakes. Oh, also Masticon. I did get your email. I haven't had time to look at everything yet, but we did get the email. I need to talk to Nate about it too. We'll do it after the show. Nate being a child actor is somehow not surprising.
acting is a
Crimson Neofoy.
strong word.
Acting.
You know,
That's fair. On those shows, you're not really. I did a lot of those when I did a lot of Japanese TV.
There was one line up, and then the rest is just Robert Stack narrating over basically B-roll. And I was, I still actually going into college, I was thinking maybe I'd be an actor because I'd done theater and I'd done all this LARPing and I was into it. But one of the prereqs was you had to take movement for actors, which was ballet. I did not know this until I was in a ballet class with 18 ballet dancers who had been studying ballet since they were 1, and me. It didn't go. It was that was enough to kill my acting career. I was I am not meant to try and plie. It was rough. Really, I was not ready for this.
Was this pre-Viewpoints? Actually having to do ballet? Viewpoints is basically what the standard for movement for actors now, at least for film.
I don't know. I had to take a ballet class and it didn't work out well.
Yeah.
I tried though, but man, it was. Yeah.
Everybody's freaking out. What, you did Japanese TV? Yeah. I did several episodes. I'm trying to remember what the name of the show was. World's Greatest, World's Weirdest, or World's Wildest, something like that. I did several. It was incredible. I spent Mother's Day crammed in a 12-seater van with a couple other actors.
I thought you were going to be in a hot dog suit or something. Okay, it's in a van.
No,
full
but
of
they did
actors.
dress me up as a cop, and it looked like Barney Fife. Right? And so they cast me. They cast me, and they were like, "We just need some teenagers hanging out at the park." I'm like, "Okay."
Then why were you dressed as a cop?
Well, because then they were like, "We don't have actors for any of these other roles." So I played 5 different things
How
throughout
old
the day.
were you?
I was 21, 22.
Okay, so it was a 21 Jump Street sort of thing. You're like, yeah, I'm a high school kid, but.
But the thing was, they were like, "Well, do you have anything other than those tennis shoes?" I'm like, "No, I only came with the stuff that you told me to bring." So the assistant director, who was the closest to my shoe size, meaning he was a full size smaller, took off his dress shoes. And so I crammed my feet into those.
As a cop with his ill-fitting dress shoes.
A cop, yeah, and it's oh man, I gotta show you the picture. Yeah, it was
That's
great. But yeah,
amazing.
those shows were great because they would just drive you around in a van, and it was all done guerrilla. So just go this street looks good.
Let's go.
And we just stop and pile out. They set up the camera. You get
Go,
one
go,
take
go,
of just
go.
all right. We just need to run down the street because it was all voiced
love
over
it.
and everything. So you didn't have to It was. Did several days on those shows. It was great.
So I was PAing on an infomercial for a scratch thing. It was a scratch crayon. If your car got scratched, you put this thing on and it would remove it. But it was all fake, right? They just took chalk and then put chalk on the car and then wave off look, the scratch is gone. It's amazing. Turns out it was all nonsense. They had no budget and whatever and yada yada. And they got to the point where they were supposed to have a vandal key the car to then show they were going to key on the passenger side and flop it in post and then go to the actual driver's side and then put the chalk in and remove it. Look, it's fixed. And they're like, oh man, we don't have a vandal. And they look around the crew and they're and there I am. I've got my long hair and I've got a Metallica shirt or Slayer shirt on. So they ripped it in. They're like, we need a vandal. So how would you like to be on camera? And I was like, oh yeah. So I got to key a car. I actually keyed the car. I was just going nuts with it. It was just yeah. It was.
Did you have a mohawk at the time?
No, I just had long. I had my hair was down to
okay, so
here.
you still look.
Oh yeah, and I had I had the Scotty Ian from
They'll tell you you had a
Anthrax
beard.
with a goatee, with a big gnarly thing. Oh yeah,
I
it was
genuinely thought
I looked like Jesus.
I genuinely
evil
thought
Jesus.
I genuinely thought you couldn't grow facial hair.
Well, I shouldn't, but
Fair.
it was. I didn't stop me at the time.
I'm never
It was
shaving at this point because it took me 2 months to get to something
Yeah, this
slightly
was scraggly
presentable.
nonsense. But I was a great vandal, I think.
Huh.
Anyway, let's get to
Let's get into the
show.
actual show.
We should compile all of our. Anyway,
Somebody want to do a supercut of all the random. All right. So let's get into the news.
Woo! The news! It's the news. This is also going to be our intro for our Unsolved Mystery segment.
It is just with different sound. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
What's in the news, Chris?
What's in the news? You remember the
Child acting career is blowing up.
You remember we were defusing a bomb in that scene. I just remembered. So we were, and it was just a gas can in the back of a car. So we.
How highly explosive gas.
It was out in
cans, yeah.
Gowanus. They just found like an abandoned warehouse like plot, and we just drove over there and pretended there was a bomb.
So what's in the news?
What's in the news? So you remember that restock that we had a boat?
Our theoretical boat.
A theoretical boat.
It was beautiful. The
Well,
SS Theory.
Schrodinger took a look, and the boat was not there. The
They
boat was
opened the
dead.
box. It was either alive or dead. We weren't sure, but either way, we weren't on it.
It turns out the boat is dead. We got bumped again, so we don't know when we will get the boat next. That's right, the cat stole the boat. That's a good point, Finley. That's Schrodinger's cat stole the boat.
He used Occam's razor to cut the cord and then to seal it.
Yeah.
So this is the third time now we've missed the boat, so to speak, or we've been booted off the boat. Well, I mean, it was a thing, right? We had a guaranteed spot, everything's whatever, and then it's suddenly like that. There's this mysterious Monday morning email of like, you're not on the boat. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So, and we don't know when we're going to actually get this restock.
I feel like the shipping yards are like the end of a Bachelor episode. They just got like all the.
What's the Bachelor episode?
The Bachelor, so they're like weeding out like there's like 40 girls competing for one dude, and so then it's just like giving a rose to each one. It's just like, oh, who wasn't gonna get it? Who's going home?
Oh yeah, we're just sitting there every time.
We never get the rose. We never get the rose.
Well, you want to hear my conspiracy theory? Want to hear my paranoid fantasy?
Yes, please say your conspiracy theory.
on the air?
Yes.
No, well, here's what I'm worried about is we're not like we can't get on the boat right now. So here's the thing. We're not the only people that are having shipping issues, right? And there's a lot of Kickstarters, a lot of smaller creators are having shipping issues too, and they're freaking out, right? Because the prices are quadruple and all this stuff. We're willing to pay. We're paying the ridiculous, absorbent 4 times the cost fees, and we're still not getting on the boat, right? So we're not even at the bottom of the line. We're at the but we're not the Walmarts and the Home Depots and the Targets, the big bucks. Here's my terrible paranoid fantasy. Or maybe it's a delusion, or maybe it's whatever. We're not getting on the boat for the rest of the year, because Black Friday, it's coming in.
Oh God!
It's coming in like just it's a raging barbarian with great axe in each hand. It's dual wielding great axes, right? And it's cutting out everything in the way. And those Walmart. So I did some Walmart advertising for years, and they have between Thanksgiving and Christmas, they have 19 days where they make over $1 billion a day. Their whole year revolves around that chunk of time. Everything's that time. All the other big box things, it's the same, right? Everything. So and they have the weight and the leverage to dominate those boats. So what I'm worried is that we're not just like they're ready to start. They need to get the stuff on the boats now in the next months to get all queued up for Black Friday and whatever. So the demand is going to go up and up. There's still a shortage of containers. There's still a shortage of whatever. And we have no leverage other than we're willing to pay the regular fee. So we're above the poor guy who kickstarted a board game and now can't get it from China here. But I don't know. That's my paranoid delusion.
But we can't outbid like massive companies.
we can't touch because it's they leverage. They're like, we need to move 100,000 containers. You don't have our business. We're taking it through. But anyway, maybe I could hopefully be wonderfully wrong. And it's going to hop on the boat, and everything's going to be great. Like in the old days, like we used to have no problem shipping stuff. And
Well, this is
I don't know.
Man, in our lifetime, has there been a similar shipping crisis?
I don't know, because I don't ever pay attention to shipping because it doesn't ever affect me.
It's not something
until
you ever have to
suddenly
think
it doesn't
about.
work,
Yeah.
and then you're like, wait a second, everything revolves around this. So
Yeah.
we'll keep you guys posted as we know, as we learn more details. We're even looking at like trucking the stuff a couple weeks up the coast somewhere else or out of the country or something. Like Jay is starting to go like he's like we got to take evasive maneuvers.
We've got to get this product in. Because we've got
to truck it somewhere else to then go. But also that's gonna who knows, like that might take an extra I don't know. One of the stories, we don't know when we're getting that restock or the next restock, much less when Wildlands is actually going to go out. Not that it's quite ready yet, but yeah. So that's lively.
So
Should
nothing but
bets?
feel
Let's
good
take
news
bets
today.
on- Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping it's all going to work out, right? Somehow we'll actually get a booking that is real, and we'll actually be on it, even though they told us each time. But
The thing that is so ironic and kind of unfortunate about it is
Alanis Morissette.
yes, for some reason, and I don't even know why. Nate and I, we've talked about this a couple times. For some reason, like we're getting a lot of new people's attention lately.
Hello.
In between, like we're in between Kickstarters and everything, but we've been getting pretty regularly people making their first purchases and everything.
Great time to start running out of core sets, huh?
Yeah,
Chris?
I'm worried about like the fact that
yeah.
like because this restock was supposed to put our starter dungeon back in stock.
It was a bunch of core sets. It was Caverns core sets. It's our new Cities core sets. It's
Those are in the
small,
one after.
Oh, right.
The new configurations are the one after.
There's terrain trays in this one, I think, right? There's like a bunch of the basic, yeah. No, it's really it's not so good. You know the other thing is it's going to start putting some pressure on this this little Kickstarter we're going to do tail end of October, which was supposed to be kind of a low stakes, like we're going to try a little something.
If we can't get product and to restock the store, this might be the only time we make money for a while.
Yeah. So we got that going too. Anyway, what else? What else is in the news, Chris? What do we got?
Well, our speaking of
Twitch
Kickstarters,
is still free though, so we can
Twitch
still
is free.
keep streaming.
Yes. Speaking of Kickstarters, our friend Russ over at Steamforged
Woo, Russ Charles.
just launched the next installment in the Animal Adventures series. If you're not familiar with it, it's a very, very fun little reskin of 5e. Where you play as dogs and cats, and I believe in this expansion they're adding other playable races.
Yeah. Well, it's not even, you can play it alongside, like you can hang out with humans and elves and dwarves and whatever.
Why would you?
You have the option. They're in the world. They live side by side and hand in hand. And what's fun is it's not even anthropomorphic animals. It's just you're a full-on house cat.
Yes.
That's a rogue.
Yeah. The
Monk.
minis are phenomenal.
You're a paladin golden retriever.
I know there's a playable otter in this one. I'm very excited.
There's a bunch of sea creatures. I think there's like a shark or I don't know. There's like, it's gonna be. It seems like it's gonna be really fun.
I've had all the minis from the series so far. I'm very excited to paint them.
The abilities you choose, like when you choose cat, there's a bunch of different racial traits you can get, like being super fuzzy. That gives you actually there's 20
a lot of
traits to choose from, which is really fun. Like it's a really neat way to give flavor. Like I don't know, I thought there were a lot of really neat things they did in the mechanics.
There's a good amount of work put into it. Like just looking through the Gullet Cove book.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's really fleshed out.
Yeah, it's really fun. There's the best part is the sleep, the long rest mechanic for cats. They slip into the welcoming dark. When they take a long rest, they just sort of disappear. The way cats just like, a cat will just disappear for hours.
That's really
and they go into this extra dimensional space called the welcoming dark, where it's like a secret like cat sanctuary where they're just like their secret club and they're just hanging out. And sometimes things will go awry. You have to like roll a d20, and if you like, sometimes you don't come back or you find a secret or I don't know. It's just a neat little cat trait. It's like everybody else is taking a long rest and you're just kind of gone. And then you like slip back and hey, and you're all refreshed and whatever. And they're like, where are you? Like,
where were you for 8 hours?
I'm a cat.
Well, a cat long rest is probably like 14 hours, something like that.
14 hours broken up into like 9 segments over the course of
The long rest is just a series of short rests.
You have to yowl in between. Yeah, you're kind of in the welcoming dark for who knows how long, and then you come back. Anyway, it's a cool Kickstarter. You should go check out. They're doing some neat stuff. He's an amazing sculptor. It's good stuff across the boards. And I'm excited to see where it goes. And it's a short campaign. It's like a 10-day campaign or something.
Yeah, it's not long. I think there's already only 8 days left.
So check it out if you're going to do it.
I'm very excited about it.
Yes.
Other stuff. The Wildlands update will be going out next week.
This is backer update.
Yeah, so it'll have pictures of all the test shots that we've gotten in over the last month.
Yes.
Info about what we've been working on, a little behind the scenes stuff.
Not a ton in this update, I don't think, because there hasn't been a lot. And I'm also really glad we don't have to quantify a shipping date yet, since the first batch isn't quite ready to go. But I think we should find out. We're going to find out this week when we think that first batch is ready to go out. So we're going to start quantifying creation date, because I don't think we can quantify a shipping date right now. Like we're supposed to, the first batch is supposed to leave the warehouse in a couple of weeks. We're supposed to get that update the next couple of days of where we're at, so we'll put that in the update. But I think the next one is going to be the lively, like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where, I don't know.
The reality is...
This shipping, it's so frustrating.
Yeah. The reality is they can make this stuff right now, but it doesn't guarantee that it's going to actually get sent out anytime soon. Let's see.
Much as the poor factory is just like a pile of Dwarven Forge. It's like building up.
I think that's all the news. The question is, do you want to do the test shots that we have, or do you want to do the mysteries from the forge?
Let's ask you, the viewer, because this is an important part. You got to this show is interactive. We want you to talk to us, make fun of us, ask us questions like.
Tabitha Lynn wants to know if you're vexed by shipping.
I'm highly vexed, Chris. I'm vexed beyond belief. You don't understand the level of vexation. I'm on my vexometer is like floored. It's like, or it's through the roof. Yeah, the vestibule is shattered.
Everybody is saying test shots, except for Jadekind Gaming Adam, who wants to know the mystery.
All right. Well, I guess it's test shots then.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jadekind, but you will find.
There's not a lot of test shots.
No, there's not. It's not like 6 hours of test shots. It's like 4 pieces. Wait, did I forget something? No, I guess I have it. All right. Let's look at some wildlife test shots. So, for anybody that's new, that's watching, test shots are the first time we get to see a piece in Dwarvenite. They finally tool a big steel mold, run a test shot to make sure everything's good before we commit to it, and send it to us so we can check it out and make sure everything is cool. Oh man.
People are asking for a fashion check?
Oh, a fit check. A fashion check?
We still haven't done that. We need to get you to...
I did one once, but I didn't do it consistently. The whole joke was supposed to be, it was going to be every single day, and it's the same thing. Oh, hang on. Do you think you could grab a bunch of little pole accessories?
Yes.
Or a whole drawer full of pole accessories?
That makes sense. Yep.
While I adjust the camera live. Woo! All right. Fit check should be like fitness, right? Like Odinforge should be doing fit checks. Dude, I'm so proud of Odinforge. He's been posting a lot about his workout goals and sort of getting in and staying in the saddle for fitness ever, and it's just awesome to see. Right. So we got this Oracle pool. It's got pole accessories. Let's see. Oh, look at that thing. It's just like.
Nice. Oh, did we get the Saluting Seraph test shot back yet?
Yes, I don't know where it is, but yes.
That's fair.
That's some griffins. It's a little. Yeah. Ooh, let's get. Let's get demonic. Yeah.
Let's get demonic.
Or maybe we could just put 2. We could do 2 like that. Yeah, this is neat. But here's where it gets fun. All right, so we got a nice little inner bed. It fits over the light puck. We still don't have the final working prototype of that back, but we've got. Wait a second. Where's the Codex Vault insert? Maybe we didn't see that yet. Am I losing my mind?
I don't think we've seen it.
Oh, it's here. It's just clear. I just totally missed it. All right, so.
It's here. It's clear.
So I'm peeling the sticker off. Sorry, Tyler.
Nate, just break out that drill. We can't drill the test shots.
Go on.
We're not allowed to drill the test shots.
So this is the Codex Vault prop. It's going to be painted all opaque except for little areas that'll still be clear for the light to go through. So it's a little hard to see all the detail, but this thing is awesome. Kind of like the Mayan calendar. Michelle just crushed it with this thing. Here's a really important note. So the pool is ever so slightly tapered, so it gets narrower at the top and wider at the bottom. So you can sit these in the bottom ground level, but if you want, you can push them up and friction fit them up at the top. If you want to have it be like solid or whatever. But it's really hard to push it in from the top because of the friction fit. So it's like, if you want to put it in, you have to put it in from the bottom. It's probably going to confuse people, but that looks neat. So you can then use it as a platform for your minis, whatever. You can also put the dais like on top for like just a crazy platform of shenanigans. And, put some little gargoyles around there.
Oh, so you can make it like a stage? Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know we could do that.
Yeah. It also has.
KPL here says, those are all incredible. Love all the ones I've seen. Having a bunker with all that would be so cool.
A bunker?
Yeah. Like, I think, like, having that like be the top, like the entrance to a.
Yes. Well, you could totally have this be right. That's the entrance to your.
Oh, so, and somebody just asked you to take out the middle. Jeffrey just asked you to take out the middle part, so there we go.
Boom. And then you could also do. Wait, let's get crazy. We could put this. Oh, I just said you can't put it in from the top. I was like, arg. I should have listened to past me. Friction fit that guy. Put this over there, and then when it's opaque, it'll be like the hidden, the vault entrance. And then when you crack the code, you can drop it down. It drops like an elevator. You could also put this is the swirling energy. I don't know if you can see that.
Swirling energy vortex.
Yeah, we're already zoomed in as far as we can zoom in. Yeah, should be pretty cool. And you could also push this up if you want it to be like a fountain full of water. And also you can if you put the light puck underneath, it'll fill it up, and then it's a thing, but it could be like a big full fountain. It's a sad fountain. It's pouting. All right, so we got that thing. Which is the last of our ruins pieces. Ooh, they just shipped out the painted ruins samples, which we'll have for next week.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Has such a Celtic look to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was definitely a lot of the.
Eladrin turn out to have some Celtic vibes to them. Here's a really minor thing. We got I don't know if we showed this before. The previous version of this had an indent on here and the bottom mark that it just marred. It just didn't look good. So we basically, now it's all smooth and even, so you have nice clean refractions. But the reason I have this here is because we have the spore claw here, and we're going to demo this nasty beast. I guess it's not really a beast, it's a nasty plant.
This nasty flora.
Yeah. Flora will get in your face. So,
okay.
That's what the sound it makes. Didn't you hear?
All right.
Yeah, you didn't get that memo, but it's true. So we're going to put the DF, Flora Fogger, old prototype, not the new prototype, with the well. We got a little fog there. All right, so that guy, we got a little, so Toby rigged up a thing in here. It's really hard to see because it's pitch dark in there, but there's a little dangly bit that catches the condensation and then has it drip so it doesn't drip back directly on the plate. Like if water drips back directly on the plate, it likes to stop spewing out the beautiful mist. So he has this tiny little, so when you see it, there's this little spingle that hangs off to one side. So this is our new, it was a devil of a time getting this. Nope, I can't even, wait. I want to put you on the other side. Devil of a time getting this to come out of the holes. We got 3. Oh, I had 3. Look at that. We got all 3 are going concurrently. Yay. Yeah, it really, I don't know, for whatever reason, this guy just did not want to spew out fog. But
well, we did it.
Yeah.
There it is.
Also, what's kind of neat is sometimes it kind of, I don't know enough about fluid dynamics to tell you why, but sometimes it does these little like weird pulses where it like pulse. It feels really kind of organic. I don't know. It's going to look neat on your table. Your players are going to get worried, I hope. Woo! Spore claw! I just want to stare at it.
You know what the spore claw eats?
A vacation?
Smoke cookies.
Oh, dude! No, the smoke cookies would melt this thing because they're like it is. You can't. They just wouldn't be able to handle smoke cookies. I'm telling you, they're like illegal in 9 states now, or all states. They're definitely toxic. They're definitely like there was no good chemical involved in a smoke cookie.
Rapid Burner says, "Love the spore claw, some of Nina's finest work."
Yeah, it's a good one. Wildlands across the board is just absolutely epic. Epic work by the team.
I think it's one of our most consistently impressive sets. In pretty much every fashion, modularity, beauty.
Hellscape is probably our most visually striking. Like you can't not see that and not be blown away. But this was just like the breadth of Wildlands is really it's outrageous. Go us! Woo!
Yeah!
Yay! All right.
We did it!
I think that's all we have for test shots.
Yeah, not a lot of test shots today. It's because they're like the only
We're
things
down
that
to
are
like
left are
nothing.
some of the like
Yeah.
last little complicated ones.
Yeah. We just have the barge and the dragon, I think. Oh, and we revised the Oblivion Nexus. We're gonna get the revision next week so that the everything would sit in there clean. Still gonna be a little bit of a tight fit, not quite as loose as the original resin, but it's gonna work.
Hopefully the new Nexus won't vex us.
I'm glad I caught the error on the air, so we caught it before we tooled that thing.
Oh, Breath of the Wildlands is very good. That's good for him.
Oh, that's the 47th Zelda.
Yes.
It's the Zelda DF crossover.
Ooh, we should do
You talk about that one a lot.
Breath of the Wild. It's extremely, extremely good. It's the best the series has been for a very long time.
You've said, yeah. I believe it.
Aesthetically, there's also just a lot of really cool. We should do like a Breath of the Wild build when Wildlands gets here.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Remake the
I already
Breath of the
told you
Wild-
I'm calling it sick, and I'm gonna for a week, and I'm just gonna stay home and build Wildlands for a week. Right.
Talkulus has a very good idea.
Hey, wait.
Nothing to do with that.
Tell me why. What's so good about his idea, and why is it modular ships?
There's no ships in Breath of the Wild, so it has nothing to do with that. But he says we should remake the opening shot of Breath of the Wild, which you're not familiar with this.
No.
But in the trailer, and this is one of the first things that happens in the game. So like you wake up in this like pool basically.
In there.
You come out of this shrine, and you go running out. And you run out to like this peak, and like the camera just like pans out, and you just see like this vast, just like
Ahead of you is like this
all forests and
endless
mountains,
wilderness.
and in the distance is
Swamp.
Hyrule Castle. There's a swamp. There's a swamp. In the distance is Hyrule Castle.
You hear help from
It's-
the princess.
You don't hear anything, but you see that it's like falling apart. It's like ruined, and there's like this evil purple, like malicious energy swirling around it.
How do you know it's evil? Just because it's purple, it means it's regal and majestic. Is
The
what I
Zelda
think you
series
meant.
the Zelda series is a lot of things. Subtle is not one of them.
Okay.
Uh,
That sounds amazing. That
Yeah.
would be really fun. Nick, you're on to something.
yeah. So that'd be cool. Man, we'd have to get tricky with perspective.
Nick is
just to make
Topulus,
a-
right? That's
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Besides
that would be
that.
amazing.
I
I mean, we'd need like a 20-foot table, right, to build like
I think if we get tricky with perspective, so Titan's Tooth makes the most sense to me for
Link
what,
shows
like,
up
what
on.
you run out onto.
Yeah,
Although, man, there's actually a thing that looks a lot like Titan's Tooth in it.
go on.
But yeah, no, you run out over this, and oh man, you get. We might need to take like a couple different pictures and then like composite it or
Yeah.
something, to really sell it.
Well, let's
sell the distance. Right.
speaking of selling it, let's sell our new segment.
Yeah.
The mysteries, solved mysteries of the Forge.
Yeah, you ready for the voiceover?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
The solved mysteries of the Forge. It used to be unsolved. Now they're solved. Those graphics are amazing.
Yeah,
It's just
we
said
really-
exactly what we just came up with like 3 minutes before we went to air.
We spared no expense.
It's unbelievable. So
Yeah.
in a world. So I heard there was a mystery on the forums, Chris, or on the Discord.
On the Discord, yeah. There was a conversation on the Discord that I thought was funny, and it made me follow up with Nate about something. Because I wanted to check if I was remembering this
And not
correctly.
like haha funny, like there's a mystery here funny.
Yeah.
We need detective caps for this segment.
It's like,
Like
I would
Sherlock
love like a
Holmes
pork
cap.
pie hat. That's what it is, right? It's the pork pie hats or
I
what
don't know.
Sherlock wears?
I know it's not a fedora.
You know, initially he was supposed to be like... So
What's
yeah,
the mystery?
Doesn't matter. Okay. The mystery. A lot of people, there's been a lot of fairly new people in.
Welcome.
Deerstalker, not pork pie. That's fair. Could you imagine Sherlock in a pork pie? All right. Been a fair amount of new people coming in the Discord lately, asking
Yep.
for advice on picking sets and everything. And a lot of times the conversation is steered around caverns as a good starting point. And I think it was Mad Roboticist at one point said, I don't understand why they never made a left swell wall. And I was like, Nate, if I remember correctly,
So,
yeah.
once upon a time, we were we're preparing for our most ambitious Kickstarter yet. This was before our most ambitious Kickstarter to date. Right after our most ambitious Kickstarter previous.
At that point.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we were getting ready for Caverns Deep, and I had a dream, I had a vision, a fever vision, a paranoid fantasy of the ability to make every possible organic shape and flow to a cave that you could ever want. And it's a good plan. The piece count was getting a little outrageous. Like it was way bigger. So Dungeon of Doom was significantly larger than anything we'd done previously, and we'd already lapped Dungeon of Doom. This was like, we'd gone way out. So we were sculpting fast. Like we were on, like it was a tear. Like the creative team was on fire because it was like mostly it's also the pieces were generally 2x2s, so it was like in flowstone. It was just like it was moving. We had some really cool. And there were some pieces like Stairway to Violence had 4 people touch it at some point. It was like some of the things got stuck, but we were like most of these core pieces were kicking out, including the large banks. The stone banks we had cut a bunch of those and ended up pushing them into Hellscape. In fact, there was like a lemon kind of shaped double tip piece that was it was like 2 little convex curves that you could use to do like an island or the beginning of a bank, whatever. That we cut that and never ended up making it. Anyway, there were some pieces that we had to cut, and I was looking at the list. And originally I didn't know if the trifectas were going to work or not. Like it was kind of a far-fetched idea. I'm like, listen, I want to make the floors and the walls that can you can separate them so you can use them for a ledge or a freestanding wall or put them together to make a thing. Because I was like, you need freestanding walls to do these you want to have water features underwater, and you need underground, and you want to have lava, and you want to have all this stuff, but you needed a bunch of walls to do that, and you needed ledges to do it, but we also needed a variation, whatever. And I was like, I want to do this thing, and they work together, and they're like, wait, but it won't work, but it worked. So we had a swell in the trifectas, but we also had already made swells in the regular pieces. And we were going to have 2 swells in trifectas and 2 swells in there, and we're like, it's too many swells. This is crazy. I was like, I needed to cut pieces. So I'd already preemptively decided to make the right swell in the trifectas have an insert slot so that you could use an insert wall or make it, use it as an entrance. So it could be like a diagonal entrance, overhanging. You want to be able to have I want to have a passage that came out to the edge of a cliff, and there's just sheer walls on either side, like in Last Crusade, Indiana Jones' Last Crusade, when they come out to the thing and they're like, oh no, what are we going to do? And he's like, well, check this out, sand, it's an invisible bridge. Right, do that. That's what happened. It was like, yeah.
But just the idea of Harrison Ford saying, check this out, sand.
Dude, that's his line. It's verbatim. And Sean Connery's like, yeah, that's very clever. So then, so anyway, so we had this, so that's well already, that one was locked in. And I was like, well, you can't have a right swell in the trifectas without a left swell, because it's really, when you're trying to do these walls and whatever, we need it. So I'm like, I have to have that one. And then, I don't know exactly how it happened, but I was like, but if we just eliminate one of the swells of the regular core, we can use the trifecta to do the other one, and then you kind of have 2, but it's not, but it I was just desperate to cut it. I needed to cut another piece, so I was desperate, so I cut the other swell. So it exists. Look at this. We got so this is the right swell. So the left swell was sculpted. It's actually a nicer sculpt than the other one. It's got water pools. It's a really it's pretty. It's a prototype, right? It's just polystone. Boom. So it existed. It existed to the point where we had a bunch of prototypes and we painted them. And it was there, but it sort of last minute I had to kill one more, and I was like, in a moment of desperation, I'm like, I'm just killing one of these swells because we can do it with trifectas. And I'll tell you what, Chris, I've regretted it ever since.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make any sense. Because I want, you're building, and I can go get the trifecta, I can do whatever, but I just want a core piece that's the other swell to complete, it's just it's a tragedy.
It makes the fact that in order to have like, because the problem is like, are you really going to make a set that is one swell wall and then one trifecta swell wall?
Yeah,
you know,
no, it's
because you want them both at the same time.
At like as core level stuff, you want to be able to. You don't want to have to use trifectas because they're a little harder to understand and whatever, and then you have to find the piece and so I regret cutting it, but maybe that's why we got the Stairway to Violence. I don't know. There's other things we could have cut, but
if you had cut the Stairway to, if it really came down to like, well, we either need to get rid of this giant set piece
or this
wall,
this one little wall. Yeah. There were some. Yeah, it was it. Well, because then I ended up making a bunch of other pieces that are But anyway, so it does exist. Maybe one day we will make it.
So we need to make that piece, the Fire Myrmidon, as the Cities 2 Kickstarter.
Yeah, no, it's a really nice, like, I can't tell you how often I lament that choice. Like, it was a really, and it sort of made sense at the time because we were just like, oh, it's just a swell, who cares? But it's, man, as soon as you have an untethered swell, like this poor, lonely swell that doesn't have a companion, it's really...
You know the unfortunate thing?
I glued a couple of trifectas at home so I could have just like a ready-to-go swell. Like,
you know the really unfortunate thing? The time to bring it back would have been when we made the core sets.
Yeah. No, it would have been really a nice thing to have, or the advanced core has swells in both directions and whatever, because yeah, and you can do it with the one by straight and the one by corner. You can kind of make them work and do whatever, but it's like it would have just been so much better to have.
Yeah.
So I don't know what exactly. That was a long-winded story to say it existed. We just never made it. But yeah.
How would we even, if we wanted to make it, we'd have to find a way to work it into a set that would be feasible. What would we?
No, dude, it's a pack of 10 of them. you just buy one. You're like you got, and then we.
That's just kicking the can down the road. Like that's not.
Well, then we'd have to reconfigure core sets to...
Yeah.
Or just in the advanced. The regular core doesn't have it. None of the core sets have it. The advanced
the swell's only in the advanced.
It. We would have to put it in the advanced. But that was part of the problem, is the starter cavern had it and had, I think, the trifecta one because they had balanced it. It was just, I don't know. It plagues me. It rolled into Hellscape where there was swell problems there. And then we didn't make the trifecta. I'm going to say, or maybe we did. But I don't know. It was. Anyway. That was a good segment, but I don't know what happened. But one day we'll make this guy.
I wonder if it would make sense, because eventually we're gonna want to try and make sure that we have like passages and elevation and stuff available. I wonder if it would make sense to put the right and the left swell in one of those packs when we eventually get around to doing stuff like that.
Maybe. Yeah, it's a nice, it's a good piece. No. All right, so let's get to our...
Let's get to the main attraction.
Yeah, that really wasn't a mystery, was it? But I don't know.
It wasn't a mystery, but it's an interesting bit of like behind the scenes. Like, yeah, no, this piece exists.
It's in the vault. Like, it's there.
You guys just didn't want it enough, so we didn't make it.
Yeah, I don't know why. There were so many other things we could have like...
I think the reality is, when you're in the heat of the Kickstarter, you've got to make decisions, and you don't always have time to think it through.
Yep.
Especially when like the immediate like we need to sell these encounters is much more pressing than in 2 years we need to have store packs that make sense.
And I was thinking of everything as a whole, like the offering as a whole. I was like, you don't really need swells in both. Having 3 swells, we should have just had 2 swells, but because there was always trifectas at hand, like I could build anything I needed to. But it was short-sighted in that existing outside of a Kickstarter in like smaller sets, you really want this. The swells they want a partner. They're just the lonely swell. Poor swell right was just like sitting there alone.
Oh well.
Oh swell. All right. So let's build some stuff. So let's tell them what we're doing.
All right.
What are we doing, Chris?
One of the big things we've been doing behind the scenes is we have been looking at. You know how we've been doing core sets and everything. We've been trying to make the store more accessible so that when newer people come in, they can understand what we have to offer and there's easy ways for them to start the collection. that is one of the biggest hurdles to people getting into Dwarven Forge was the store, and we're doing that. The other big thing...
The sets are confusing, we don't have them in stock, and we don't tell people what they need.
Yeah, so we're trying to fix all of that.
Except for the stock thing, because of the boats.
Yeah, well, we can't do anything about that, unfortunately. Unless we make boats.
Modular ships, Chris, it's the future.
Yeah.
You should get on the horn with Topulus. I think he has some ideas.
Yeah. So I'm sure he's drafted up plenty of designs by this point. Right. So the other side of this, though, is even if that stuff exists, we have to communicate it to people.
Yes.
And that's partially why we've made steps in that direction as well, paying more attention to the forums, starting the Discord server, starting these streams. We've been trying to make information easier to get and be able to directly interface with people and help them understand things better.
We are directly interfacing with you humans.
I felt like I was fairly natural. It's just how I talk. I know.
The term interfacing with people is like...
Well, what's a better word? Talking?
I'm razzing you on it, but I don't have a good counterpoint.
That's what I thought.
Connecting?
Connecting, yeah.
You know.
So one of the things we've been doing is...
Directly connecting. I mean, that's the fun of all this, right? Of Discord and Twitch and the comments, whatever it is, literally is like the direct connection.
Okay,
right?
well now everybody's posting
giving good
better
thesauruses. What do they have that's better than interfacing with humans?
Everybody with the ability to like sit back and go to Merriam-Webster for advice right now is none of you are on the spot, all right? So part of that is our video content.
Yes.
We were pretty good at making videos in terms of we had better production quality than a lot of people in the space.
Heck yeah. Everybody except for Gentleman Wake.
Yeah, well, man,
Guy's no joke.
Dude's a one-man production company. What was I saying? Right, but it was a little scattershot, and the problem is we would usually make videos that were relevant to what was happening right at that moment.
Always, we are day by day.
And so what would happen is a couple months later, suddenly there'd be different information, or the Kickstarter would be over, or we'd have new sets, and the video we made wasn't really relevant anymore, and there also wasn't a great starting point for people first coming in.
Yeah,
there wasn't a lot of video resources where we walked people through how to understand our stuff, how to browse, how to realize what stuff they actually needed, and so we're working on that. We're shooting videos that accomplish that, or at least will accomplish that. We hope.
So we're making a bunch of sort of intro level videos that are telling you how do you how do I get started with caverns? How do I get started with dungeons? How do I get started with Dwarven Forge as a whole? So to that end, tonight's mission is we're going to build some sample builds. Like this is going to be the exemplar of dungeons. Well, it's going to be a Zaltar's Game Room plus a starter dungeon. To see just show people what give you say, hey, we make dungeons, give you an idea what it is, but we're actually going to show it's going to say on the bottom what the sets are, boom, and so you can actually if you want to figure out if you like the thing you see, then you know what sets it is, you can go get them.
Yeah, our goal for these builds is just a handful of sets tops, and we're trying to keep them under $200. We're trying to make them all easy ways for you to start, get a couple things, and have enough pieces to really get a feel for what you can do.
Generally 2 sets or something, maybe 3 sets, and just a feel of that biome. And look, Chris already did forest. Look at this.
Oh, I mean, I've got a lot of random stuff. I assembled the things, but I didn't actually arrange it into a build.
Okay, now it's a build. Boom. This is the bit. It's Dreadhollow dressing on a terrain tray.
With those stumps rolling around. They're fallen logs.
So they're hazards.
The stump top.
They're hazards. It's like it's like a DC 5 to jump over that rolling stump. It's deadly. Coming at you.
So for this video, for the cavern specific video, we're doing 12 different cavern builds. But for this one, this is going to be the first thing you should see. And so what we're doing is we're very lightly touching on each biome while kind of just explaining what they have to offer very briefly, and then we silo you off into the more specific video for the biome that you're interested in, basically. So
Wow, this is a lot of stuff.
you get a lot, like Zoltar's. So this right here is Zoltar's game room plus a starter dungeon, which comes out to around 170, I think. And so we're gonna make a little sample build to show here. We're gonna see what we can do with all the pieces you get here.
Any requests? Any requests?
Yeah, anything anybody wants to see using Zoltar's and a starter dungeon?
And broader, is there anything anybody wants to say to us? Besides what,
Anything in general.
what fine-looking young gentlemen we are. That's how we're often described. Never.
I've got to show you what Masticon sent in. I saw him talking about it. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, though. He made like a short module that uses, and I think it's like a 5, if I remember reading it correctly, it's like a 5 encounter module or something, but it just uses dungeon pieces, and it's kind of like walking you, and it's got builds for each of them, and it's all like fairly easy, like starter beginner stuff.
Cool.
I need to read through it, and I need to show it to you.
I like all of these things.
Yeah. Zoltar's Nail Saloon? Or it's a salon, isn't it?
It's a salon.
Yeah.
A nail saloon is where you drink
fair-
sarsaparilla and get
Okay,
your
to
nails
be
done
fair,
at the same
to be
time.
fair, Nerd Botchery spelled it saloon. I didn't mess up. Zoltar's Bowling Alley. Zoltar's room really is MVP. It's a, I mean, the whole like advanced starter set really kind of describes it. Ooh, I'm late. Oh, hey, Ravenkin. Today's a good day, actually. You're one of the newer. We're doing a bunch of sample builds for biomes and talking about like the basics of each.
Talk to me for a sec. I don't
What's up?
think there are magnetic corners in Zoltar's game room.
Let me check that real quick.
I
think there's
my spider sense is tingling.
Let's see. It might be that the I just grabbed them out of the thing labeled corner, so it might just be that they were in the wrong bin.
I blame Tyler.
Yeah, just 4 vaulted corners. I don't blame Tyler. I blame so many builds happen and stuff just gets thrown into the.
2, fine. 3, 4.
I can go grab those. Yeah, there's no magnetic corners in this.
There's 4 regular. Okay, grab 2 corners, and while you're there, grab 2 serpent orbs, if you please.
Did we not have the serpent orbs in there?
No serpent orbs, no torches.
They were definitely there. Did I put them in a?
Really? Maybe put them
I
somewhere else.
explicitly grabbed them. Yeah.
Explicitly grab them. That's the best kind of grabbing. Well, I don't know what, I can't read the chat, but if you've got a request away before I start building. Let's see. There should be 2 doors. Okay, we got a little something to do something with. It's really weird not having a chat interpreter. Not having somebody to tell me what's going on.
Okay, that's what happened. They were sitting on top of the thing. That's when you started talking to me, and I.
Oh, I don't ever talk to me.
put them
It's
in
a
the bin.
mistake. Yeah. Thank you.
Were all the rest of those magnetic?
Just 2.
Okay.
We're fine. Yeah, we're in good
I'll
shape.
take those back.
Thank you. I love these serpent orbs because they are so bright. Like, they're kind of obnoxiously bright. It's the best. All right.
Everybody's just come up with alternate names for Zoltar's game room now.
All right, well, if we have a contest.
Zoltar's Florist, Zoltar's Ice Cream Truck,
Zoltar's
Butcher.
ice cream truck?
Bean Prison. Can't talk about him anymore. Wait, are people talking? What's happening?
What happened? Who's on first?
I spent like 1,400 on Dungeon, and I just stared at it all, not quite sure what to do. Are you overwhelmed by the options?
You know what? Wait, they already bought the dungeons? They don't know what to do with them?
Yeah.
So why don't you download our Dungeon of Doom module, build some of those encounters, and run them?
That's fair.
Because there are 15 encounters ready to rock, and they are fun, and they're free. I mean, what else do you need in life?
If you got that much dungeons, you can probably build
You build any of them.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but start there. Like, just build out whatever, build out some of those things and run them, because we get some good stuff in there. Wow, I've got a lot of corners.
The Live, Laugh, Love dungeon. Well, yeah, you got 4 from Zoltar's and 4 from the starter, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Wait.
What's up?
Yeah, never mind. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing, Chris. Nothing. Just trying out for a Japanese game show.
Okay, I never did a game show.
Okay.
No, I only did reenactment
Dude,
shows.
I would love to do those crazy, like, they have those, like, just bonkers game shows where they, like, put you through, like, a deadly inflatable obstacle course and stuff.
Yeah.
They look really fun.
Yeah, the overhead cam was a lot better today for some reason.
Ooh.
Don't know why. Mr. Z's Salty Snake Saloon. The
Mr.
Live, Laugh,
Z.
Love dungeon.
What exactly is a live, laugh, love dungeon?
Don't know if you saw my suggestion, Chris. I think a good idea for beginners would be a prison build.
Ooh.
When we do the dungeon video, we should do one. Yeah, let's get some cages and throw the cages in.
Yes, the cages are awesome.
Yeah.
Although they're stuck on the boat. Those cages, they're
That's
locked
true.
in
We
the
do
boat.
actually have them covered.
The composition, I should have reconfigured. The cages are not in a great. It's 2 straights, 2 corners, and 2 hinged doors, which is.
You can make one cage basically.
It's just a weird. It's just weird. I don't understand what I was doing.
Dungeon elevation build would be good to show off. I wonder what the cheapest way you could use the grand staircase would be. Like how low of a price point can you get to with the elevation? Because the elevation is usually where it starts getting.
Things get hairy.
Yeah, because you need the stuff to be able to support having a vertical build. I don't know. I'll have to look at it. Let's see. Cages go a long way against plain dungeon walls. Yeah, I think we should definitely do something with cages. Making a prison is a good idea.
I love cages.
Because prisons are a fairly common... like the bars that come in Zoltar for prison better than the cages. We could just use doorways and the bars.
What's cool about
That's true.
cages is they're freestanding, so you can put them anywhere.
Yeah.
You know why I think prisons pop up a lot? Because it's a good objective, right? You have to escape, you have to free somebody, you have to break in, it's a very obvious obstacle, which has a lot of ways to circumvent it. Like it's just an interesting challenge.
You can be either on the inside or the outside.
Or both.
And be... yeah, it's true, your party could be split, some of you could be captured. And you could also be on either side of the conflict in the prison, and it can all make sense, and it can all be interesting.
Yeah.
Like
It's really... you can't go wrong with a prison.
it's just automatic high-stakes situations. You can also use bars flat over negative space to make really rickety bridges or flame vent traps.
Ooh, who was that?
I'll give you one guess.
Finley Shards.
Yes.
I mean, like a clockwork rabbit, which is a thing, right?
Yeah. Dungeon equals prison. That's
Fair.
a good point. But not in Fantasyland. Sometimes dungeons are just things that people have built for some reason, and there's treasure inside.
Yeah, why would you ever actually build a dungeon?
Are there any examples? Are there any examples of dungeons in the real world that weren't prisons or torture chambers? Because like in D&D, like dungeons are just fun places to go kill things.
Yeah,
and get
it's
treasure.
an amusement park. It's like,
Like under pyramids, A couple people bringing up the pyramids.
Isn't that a tomb though? What was your? You said it had to be a prison or a torture chamber.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think you would. I think building an elaborate dungeon for a torture chamber doesn't make any sense either.
That's also fair.
Right?
Just be a stark room.
Yeah, just be some, you know.
The pyramids are a good point, though. Like, the whole thing was you make, like, a labyrinth, basically, to make it difficult to get to the center.
Yeah, that's cool.
Ceremonial chambers, Parisian catacombs. It's not quite the same thing. Like, catacombs...
You know, when I die, I want to have my ashes mixed with a batch of dwarvenite. You can make a bunch of pieces, then you have to make an elaborate maze.
When I die...
Out of it. Yeah.
When I die, put me in the left swell wall.
Put me in the worm that shall not be. Right.
Cast me in a cattail. I always have reasons dungeons are made. They're stopping people getting to something, or they used to have another purpose and are being reused by its current inhabitants. A treasure prison.
Treasure prison, that sounds fun.
A dungeon is just a fancy basement. That's true, right? Like, it's a thing, like, dungeons are, like, one of the most common settings in fantasy games and everything, but, like, when you think about it,
I'm gonna do this.
Who built this and why? Most of the time.
Don't think too hard.
Dice. My stardust will be made into dice.
Ooh.
That's kind of cool.
That would be really cool.
Okay, but what happens though if like your loved ones are rolling the dice, like that you're inside, and they're just getting like really bad rolls? Like, are they allowed to get mad at the dice?
Yes.
Like, are they allowed to put you in dice jail?
Maybe. Yeah.
If
Spiritual dice jail.
Yeah.
That's a tough fate, Chris.
Yeah, that's fair. Do I now need to be concerned that the Dwarven Forge I've got has their human remains in it? No, it would take us at least a year to produce something like that. So you're good for a year.
Maybe that's why our ship hasn't made it. We shouldn't have buried.
Don't know why we're held
the
up
bones
in
of our enemies in the.
Yeah, I don't know. Like they've been inspecting it for a long time. Ancient fallout shelters. Han Solo and Carbonite, Nate and Dwarvenite. Let's see. Tolkien maybe inspired the whole dungeon setting in fantasy RPG. When did they use dungeons in?
I don't remember any.
Because the Mines of Moria are mines.
There's the barrow.
There's a lot of exteriors, man.
They never really.
There's a lot of exteriors,
it's
castles.
Caves.
Yeah. How much would you need to make Minas Tirith? Could you make Minas Tirith with our stuff?
I mean, it depends. Are you trying to rebuild what Weta Workshop made for the movie, or are you gonna just take the idea of like, what is there, 9 walls in Minas Tirith, right? There's like.
I think you'd want to get it as
9
accurate
bays
to the look as possible. I think
that would be hard, but you could do a thing with 9.
I feel like it'd be easier.
Layers.
Helm's Deep would definitely be easier to make.
You know what I'm gonna do? Actually, let me make this better.
Let's see. Next catacomb set, can we get a Nate Mohawk stuck on the wall? That being, if we do catacombs again, if we put the staff in the catacombs, like
just dead.
We take everybody's X-rays.
It's so funny when you said staff. I immediately started thinking of a staff, a magic weapon.
The team, right?
Not the team.
Start putting the team in the walls.
Yeah, I don't like the term staff. It's such a weird, like, because it feels so like clinical and corporate or something.
That's why we don't really. That's why we don't really call this place an office.
Yeah, this is a studio and we have a team. Like it's a whole rather than staff in an office. Like that's the world I want to live in. All right, there we got something.
Orion Noir says there are customs officers building dungeons with our tiles and taking selfies.
You know what I just
builds.
realized?
What?
That's hilarious. I just built a starter dungeon and a Zaltar's game room
next to each other.
Next to each other. How did that even happen? That is hilarious. Like, I would.
Six is literally saying this build right now is just Zoltar's and Starter Dungeon. Yeah.
That's hilarious. And it just evolved that way. I had the diagonals here, and I was doing a thing, and we're like, okay, so we got to change that.
Vegas TM says, what do you mean if we do Catacombs again? You have to do Catacombs
Yeah,
again.
yeah, we'll do Catacombs again.
Again, we're going to make everything. Just give us time.
How did I, that's really funny.
It's almost like these were both made to make specific rooms.
Yeah, well, yeah, but we want to get away from that.
So maybe, can you just take the problem is using all the corners, right? It kind of dictates that you need to have 2 rooms.
Well, no, but it was just sort of the way I ended up. I mean, that already helps, breaking this in with the diagonals, and I could move. I can't center that.
I thought this stuff was modular, Nate.
Apparently, my brain isn't. That's just, I can't even get over it. That's really funny. Does it? I'm just trying to make a thing that feels like a kind of classic dungeon. It's too symmetrical though. It's too. Let's move this here. This is the little treasure chamber. It's got
We got a jacuzzi in the center of the room. Says the Duke of Dearth.
Duke of Dearth.
Poser says you got to use the back side of the walls. Maybe you do that. Maybe you trim the corners.
Yeah, I could make a. I like having.
Make it shaped like a cross.
All right. Well, this is one option. Then let's try something completely different.
The gauntlet has been thrown. Is they going to start sculpting Devil's Tower out of mashed potatoes? Can you base the build on the mini dungeon that comes with Zoltars?
That's a. That was based on a classic remastered, I would think. Roughly. I don't know. Actually, it's Michelle. No, I guess it's really not. But it's. You know, Michelle sculpted. When she did this, she also sculpted a couple individual tiles, like a corner and a wall, that were like. That in scale with this. They were too small to make because people were losing, but it was outrageous.
So we actually had like a
miniature wall and a miniature corner that were this big. Yeah, it's pretty wild. All right, let's do something crazy. Let's see. I don't know what crazy is going to be, but
Masticon says it's tough with the starter. You need more corners to really make it more diverse. That's why I went with the remastered instead of the starter.
Fair.
I still think the best bet. 3 rooms, try it if you must.
Yeah, I had technically 3 rooms, but one was little.
Kodiak says beer.
I'm in.
Do a hallway. Lots of hallways in adventures.
Yes.
Can you wrap a... Ooh. Kappa wants to know if you can wrap a corridor around a central room. Have it spiral into Zoltar's, like,
We're doing the double spirals.
Could be interesting. Yeah, how much space do you get? 4x4 floor makes it tough.
Yep.
Well, what if the 4x4...
No, it's gonna be. We're gonna have a big 4x4 party room over here.
If the 4x4 is on the inside and the walls, the corners and walls are churned outside.
Yeah, which is the architecture is Zoltar's.
Yeah.
Nail salon, that is.
Let's see. Apparently Masticon just posted some builds in the Discord that he wants us to look at. Let's see, where are they?
Discord.
Where are they? Okay, here they are. The GIF's not playing. Oh, there it goes. Can't do quite that. That's kind of interesting. Well, we can't really do elevation with this though.
This is supposed to be the basic. Like,
That's another thing too. Is like this also. So for this video, we're not really.
this is just like giving you a snapshot of what a thing could look like.
Yeah.
Like what a just
Like,
fundamentally. Oh, this is what a dungeon is.
You're really going to be seeing these for 5 to 10 seconds tops, and it's just kind of just giving you like the vibes of the set, basically.
Good vibes only, Chris.
Yes. No bummers. All the furniture in a home goods core. Can we just make a set called Home Depot, and it's just like.
I love Home Depot.
I think you were just talking about it
Yeah.
yesterday.
I see just possibilities. I could build anything. Like you could just like there's just you can make anything. They've got yeah. There's electrical, there's plumbing, there's all the construction materials you need, adhesives, paint, like everything. Tools like you wouldn't believe. Just
So many drills.
so many drills.
It's kind of interesting. You basically made like a little prison cell next to Zaltar. So they could, like, the party could start in that little prison off to the side.
Party.
You gotta break out.
Break out.
What are you? Alright. Zaltar's giveaway. Oh, people are asking for the giveaway.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Zaltar's giveaway room.
yeah,
Giveaway
take
words,
it.
so many drills. Somebody recommended smoke cookie as the word earlier.
Oh, definitely smoke cookie.
Alright.
That's it. All one word.
Let me put that in real quick. Alright, smoke cookie is officially the word. It's got to be one word, no space. We're not allowed to do multiple words for the giveaway. So if you'd like to enter, this is an international giveaway.
What?
No matter where you live, you can win a $50 gift card to the Dwarven Forge web store. If you are in the United States, you can also choose to...
To respond negatively?
That curry's really hitting. You can also choose to receive a basic Caverns core set instead. Core set, not corset.
Corset?
Corset.
I'm in for the corset.
However, internationally, we can't ship it international. So, if you're international, you can just get the $50 gift card. Let's go ahead and enter. Also, in the spirit of what today is like...
what is today like?
Well, we're talking about, this episode talking about, like, trying to help new people figure out how, what sets they need to get and builds and everything. This is actually somebody's first build that they used this last weekend.
Woo!
It's taken from Discord. This is made by the Waffle Witch.
Love this name.
And this is...
We just have the best names.
Yeah, I didn't even tell you. We got followed by somebody named Walmart Ninja today.
See, I started talking my paranoid delusions about Walmart, and now they're sending their ninja.
That's what happened. It
Yeah.
actually was shortly after
I
that
see.
whole spiel. So I
They
think you actually
know
did.
they're on to me.
Yeah, you actually got.
I'm
their
on to
attention.
something. There, I hit a truth.
Yeah.
It's resonating. That's how you know it's real, Chris.
So this is their first build. It says their first time using terrain. This is the build where my players will have to investigate a necromancer's basement to find out why they've been missing for a few days.
Ooh.
Go ahead and guess what sets they've got. I'm curious if you'll get this right. How well do you know the basic dungeon offerings?
Well, I have configured many sets.
Yes, you have.
I have.
I wish we would put that one sideways. Oh well.
All right, I'm sensing Zoltars. I kind of wanted.
There are three. I'll tell you there are three sets.
I was gonna guess Deadly Corners, Lever Chamber, and Zoltars, but there's two. There's only two large. Because I see evidence of all three of those, but not all the pieces all at once. Like that corner door, the two large curved walls, the magnetic corners, It's all pointing me towards those.
Also, the final boss is a Hydra Goose mini that they found on Etsy,
Amazing.
which is an incredible concept.
I don't know, what are the sets?
Deadly Corners, Zoltar's Game Room, and a Dungeon Core Remastered.
Well, where did the large curves come from? There's large curved walls. Oh no, those are diagonals. Oh,
It's those vaulted diagonal walls, man.
Yeah, okay.
That's fair. You
So
really
I had lever. I had the Deadly Corners and the Zoltars. I just was thrown by that.
Yeah, Dungeon Core Remastered. It's the third one.
Yeah. I mean, in my defense, I'm looking at a screen that's this big from 3 feet away, and then inside that screen, it's a window that's this big.
That is completely valid. And then obviously they got
Like
some
I can't
terrain
read the
trace.
chat from here.
Yeah.
Like it's just these like fine white lines.
We could put it on your table if you wanted it closer, but
Well,
yeah.
I'd rather complain about it.
That's valid. All right.
That's the way. That's the American way. Just
This
don't
is
actually
the way.
fix it. Just complain about it.
All right. Let's see.
Do you think I have a chance of convincing Talia to watch Mandalorian? She
not a
recently
Star
showed
Wars
interest in signing up for Disney.
Is she a
And-
Star Wars person? I mean, how does she feel
No.
about Star Wars? I kind of feel like that's
No,
the
she
main...
doesn't like Star Wars. Or she does not
Does
like
she-
Star Wars. She just doesn't care at all about it.
Does she like Westerns?
No. Yeah. All
Has
right.
she seen Pedro Pascal before?
No.
Okay.
She. Yeah, I don't know. It might not work out.
Everybody in chat seems to love it.
The Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Everybody in the world seems to love it.
Does she like adorable MacGuffins? Yeah. Does she? Does
Go
she
on.
Usually, yeah. Does she usually when a movie or a TV show pulls out just like a cute character?
No.
So something
she
that was
doesn't care
clearly
about-
made to
no.
sell merchandise.
No.
She's not into that.
Nope.
All right. Man. Well, let's roll this giveaway.
She liked Game of Thrones.
She like Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I talked her into that, and she was like, she was in.
Did she like Firefly?
No, she hasn't watched it. So, but I think I don't know, because that's Western-y.
Man. It's
Yeah.
westerny and sci-fi.
Yeah.
It's got some similarities to Firefly.
They said
Pedro Pascal is in Game of Thrones, so she
Sadly.
has seen Pedro Pascal. So let's find out who he played in Game of Thrones and ask her.
Oh, is he the Prince Oberyn?
I have no idea.
Is it?
I never watched Game of Thrones.
What?
well,
You're waiting.
okay,
I know. You're
s-
waiting till Winter comes out to read the whole thing, so then you can watch.
No, I just saw a couple
I'm-
episodes and wasn't interested.
Wow.
So I was just like, it's not for me.
Bold.
Not a big soap opera person.
Fair.
All right, let's roll this giveaway. Got 85 people currently entered. This is for all the marbles. Well, this is for 50 digital marbles.
I do like marbles.
Yeah. God, I haven't used marbles in such a long time.
You don't have kids.
Lady Ginger,
Woo!
you have won the giveaway.
Congrats.
I'm going to whisper you.
Lady
Let's
Ginger,
see.
you've won.
Plus one to Chris. Game of Thrones, the show, is basically a dirty soap opera. It's just a soap opera with dragons.
Yeah.
It's like Walking Dead was just a soap opera with zombies. I didn't get it. I couldn't buy. I could never buy into it. All right. All right, Lady Ginger, I'm gonna whisper you real quick. Figure out which one you want. How's the build going?
I don't know. I guess the problem is like everything looks like a. Oh, maybe I'll put these here. Wait. Everything looks. The starter dungeon, the footprint of the starter dungeon becomes very evident unless you break. Yeah, I gotta put the diagonals in
It
there.
really is meant to just be like a small square room, you know?
Well, it's really all it can build.
Yeah.
But it's got, I chose it because it has good fundamental pieces. Like, if you wanted to do something, if you wanted to add a little something to your Zoltars, that would do it.
That's fair.
Who knows where I put the magnetic?
Tabulus was? The Walking Dead is still going, Chris. It won't die. Like, look, man.
Like a zombie.
Yeah. 1, appropriate. 2, I just haven't. I don't know.
I read the first comic book.
I'm sure the comics are
one
great.
episode or two issues or something.
I fully believe the comics are great, and I'm sure that the original anime for Game of Thrones is also very good.
Anime. Wait.
Yeah, that's what it's from, right?
Yep. Yeah, it was a video game. It was
They-
Ocarina of Thrones. It was like a
Yeah, they made it they adapted it for Western audiences.
Yeah.
Live action.
Oh.
All right.
I like jokes. So I don't know. Yeah.
I think Zoltar's a water terrain tray / mat and a ledge set would build a lot of interesting things for a similar price.
Yes.
So
Just-
here's the thing:
It's not. We're just trying to show a typical dungeon, like a.
Yeah.
You know, what's the classic?
Here's the thing, though. I'm taking note of these ideas, like the prison one and everything, because we are going
Prison.
to.
Well, the water. Yeah, the ledges. Yeah, these are all good for.
We definitely want to do when we do the
okay.
dungeons video. We'll definitely want to do something with the ledges and negative space.
Let's switch to the other camera. Let's look at this from the. I think it's. I don't know. It's not. It's not high art, but it does sort of show you.
We also got to keep in mind the entire point of this is just to show them like this is what the dungeons
5
look
seconds
like.
to see what a dungeon looks like.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing, right? A couple of chambers, couple of LEDs, couple of different types of doors, and a little passage, couple of lights.
Rabbit wants us to add ruins.
If Rabbit and Topulus together, we could be just like, add ruins and put it on a boat, modular ship. I mean, done. You guys are the best.
Arcanist Winterbrand is wondering when we can expect some more beans, either from Cities or the Mystery Project.
Mystery Project. You can expect beans September 14th, approximately.
Yeah, that's fair.
Exactly.
That's a little under 2 months away. Are we planning on doing any? What I will say, I've been reading everybody's guesses.
Don't say it. All
right.
Don't even do this too much. Too real.
All right.
We will have beans. We will have beans September 14th, and we will have. What was the other thing you wanted to know? Beans about the Secret Project, and beans about what?
Cities 2.
Cities 2 beans September 13th. I don't know. But I don't know what I don't know. I don't know when we'll do a next Cities thing.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know. But we're going to show some stuff. We'll probably have a teaser before this is around 14th, but that'll be our official announcement. All right, this is good enough for now.
I think that's more than enough to just show people for a little bit to go like, this is what dungeons look like. It's fine. It's a serviceable build.
It is a serviceable build. What if
Yes. Did I miss the giveaway? Yes, Susalem, you just missed it like 5 minutes ago.
Is that
Sorry.
6?
No, Susalem.
All right, so I don't know. It's good. Next thing. Next. What do we got next? We're gonna do. Oh, let's do the cave. This is gonna be a fun, hard one. Oh wait, what else do we have? Oh, we had the tavern.
Yeah.
Why don't we ask the people?
We've got cities. We've got Aranthor,
Oh, geez.
where we decided to just do.
I'm not making good time here. Okay, just do an Aranthor Mountain, because Aranthor Mountain.
We literally just decided to, just because there's not a lot of. Aranthor is we just grabbed a whole Aranthor Mountains.
Should we do an Aranthor? Do we? Here's a question. So, the thought for caverns is to do the boss fight in the Cragmaw hideout with. If we do a Caverns Core Mega, it could be the main chamber and a little bit of the previous chamber, so there's room for. So either if they get ambushed by the bugbear out there, or they kind of set up a thing or whatever, like
It is
gives room
interesting
to do both.
because basically, so there's 2 ways into the boss room.
There's that little narrow, but that's like your
little
whole
narrow
party's not going through there.
Yeah, well, so they've got the wolves there.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, that's right by the entrance. So that's the fastest way in. If you want to get by all the
But
all
there's
the
no
goblins.
like, isn't it super narrow? Like I don't like.
It's not.
The
It's not
paladin's
narrow.
not going to jam through there with.
It's not narrow.
like
It's a climb.
Yeah.
So they have to be able to like pull themselves up.
And then they're going in single file through a thing, and like it's just like.
It's not tactically the smartest idea, probably, unless they're also good at remaining undetected. The other way in is you go all the way through the cavern.
And then you come up to the main area. There's water behind you, and yeah.
Yeah. Well, so that water.
It's the dam they can.
The
release
dams, they
or
can
something.
break that and it floods the cave.
I played in one of my friends. They were running Lost Mines, and I came in and played one session, and it was that.
It was that.
Yeah.
This interesting
fun.
thing. So we were looking at the
Minotaur
map for
cleric war domain, and I just like stomped the
it. War clerics are so fun.
with yeah, it was awesome. The guy
Also,
was
PCs
broken.
don't know about Clark yet. That's fair. They don't know about Clark. Like all you know when you go in there is just
I didn't know anything. I was just like, we got to fight this bugbear when he jumped out.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Oh, so what do we want to build? Do we want to do something with the Aranthors, or do we want to build the Kragmaw boss fight with caverns? Or
Let's try the Kragmaw, because what's interesting about the Kragmaw boss fight is we were looking at the map and we're like, there's really not enough room in here
to fight
for how many people are involved in that fight. If you have a party of 4, and then
I love that show.
you know there's a wolf, there's Clark, and I think he has 2.
There's some goblins.
Yeah, like there can be
party.
other goblins as well. Let's see if he's saying anything. Nice. Mystery Project is the Super Mega Core Cavern Pack? No. Someone postulated that Clark has the highest body count of adventurers in 5e. Well, yeah, I would say so, probably because
It's bugbear. It's
bugbears
hard
are pretty good at low
for
levels.
first level.
And you're also, generally speaking, probably running it for new players at that point.
Yes. Who maybe don't have good tactics and
Yeah.
yeah.
But also, I do think a large part of that room is the fact that if you have any casters or ranged fighters, anybody that's squishy, there's not enough room in that cave to fight at range. You can close the gap just immediately.
Okay. Yeah, it is not a very big as written. Rules as written, not very big.
Let's see. I'd say the ambush goblins on the Tribor Trail. I've TPK'd a lot. That's literally the first thing in the encounter. I guess you are at level 1 at that point.
Level 1 is just
Level 1 sucks. You don't have
love
like any of the abilities that make your class function. You have like anybody drops you in 2 or 3 hits.
Rogue has sneak attack. Casters all have 2 first level spells. You have Paladin has smite at first level. What do they have? They've got heavy armor. Actually, Paladins, fighters, clerics roll out hard because they're already.
It's just because some classes are better than others.
Cleric
in
is
5e.
great at first level. Like,
You'd already have your cantrips. Oh yeah, you could already have Toll the Dead, and
yeah,
you could have guiding. You could have Toll the Dead and Guiding Bolt
yeah.
at first level.
Druid does not have wild shape. Ranger
Horde of the
kind of
Dragon Queen
has
opening is rough.
nothing. Fighters, dynamite. They've got second wind.
They do have second wind already. They have action surge.
Or do
too,
they
I
get
think.
action surge? It's just second level is action surge. Or first level is action surge, second level is second wind? Or they have them both at first level? I don't know. The fighter rolls out of the gate strong.
As long as you're careful, level 1 is okay. The problem is that
As long as you're
Fandelver,
careful.
you've got new players. But yeah, the Goblin Ambush, I definitely remember when I was running it last year, I had to have them take it easy sometimes. Like, or I would purposefully throw in random encounters to get them to level up before they hit a thing where I'm like, you're going to get wiped if you go into this level. Like, the problem at first level is if stuff hits and you heal, you're out of slots quick. Yeah, you don't have the longevity to do multiple fights in a day
No.
at first level. level them up right after the goblin ambush to level 2. You are very kind. Because, man, you've got to... Because most people go straight from that. So you can either go to Fondolin and, like, do some other things to get yourself in a better situation. Or you can just go straight into the hideout. And I think most people just go straight into the hideout.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try this as drawn and then expand it out a little bit. Because it's really small. I'm looking at
It's
this.
super small. Like, I think you could do it with, like, a... It's about the size of a basic caverns. It just has shapes that basic caverns doesn't have.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do
But I think
all
when
of
you
it,
look at the actual footprint, it's about
yeah.
the size of
But
a
I can
basic
do a
cavern.
neat one. Like, we can do something cool. Wow. This is tight.
Night Rabbit, thanks for coming.
Good night, Rabbit. Sorry, there's no ruins tonight.
You didn't get to level 3 until after
Well,
the
there
Red
was the
Brand
Oracle
hideout.
pool.
They took on the Nothic at level 2. Nothic? How it's pronounced.
Big ol' eye.
The Nothic is... Has anybody had a party actually talk to the Nothic and resolve that without combat? Because it's technically an option, but I've never seen a party not just immediately get freaked out and, like, attack it.
I mean...
Apparently, Mana's party made friends with it, so there we go.
There's always one.
They talked to it for, like, 30 minutes. The Nothic fight was a lot of fun.
Does this have any passage walls? No, this would be an advanced core. This is crazy. This can't be right. Is this?
What?
I'm building. This is basically. I need to be able to center an entrance to the wall, but this is basically the size of that room. It's 1,
Yeah,
2,
and they want you to
3.
have,
It's
like...
basically 4 at the widest. It's 3 by 4 by 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 by 4 by 3. All right, so let me do one more thing. But it's not very on the large side.
It's not large. And the thing is, like, there's potential, depending on how they handle the hideout, there's potential for more goblins and wolves to, like, jump in and join the fight. And it's like, there's way too many potential people to join this fight for how small that room is.
This is... All right, so that's basically... It's got a big campfire.
Yeah, it's got a campfire for part of it, too.
And some junk in the corner. Like, this is... Oh, and a stalagmite? Wait, this doesn't even make sense. Like,
Also, like, 2 of the walls are lined with crates and stuff, so you can't
so,
actually
like,
use...
this is basically the... where is this? Wait, go to the other camera. I think we can see. I think we'll just... Oh. That's basically the room as drawn, more or less.
That's where the boss fight is.
With 3 goblins and a bugbear already in there, and you want to cram your players in there. It's not very big. And then this would be a crevice, and this is the main area in. But let's take the essence of this and make it a little larger, because that's not so fun. We want a little more room to get tactical with this bugbear, and we have a lot of pieces. Or here's the question: is it better to do a regular core, an advanced, a regular core, an advanced core, and the camp pack, or mega core and camp?
For the boss room?
Yeah, like which is more interesting?
Mega Core, you're looking at 213. Camp Pack is 18. Advanced is 99. Regular Core is like around 130.
120, 130?
So
it's slightly more expensive.
Not much, though. They're around the same price, either way.
It might look cooler because we have those convexes. What do the doofers say?
Right, okay. Let's see.
Is there consensus? Should I go for advanced core plus advanced
They're saying keep
versus
it
Mega.
under 200 for the new peeps. We're not keeping it under 200 either direction.
Well, which is going to look cooler?
If we did a regular core and camp pack, we could keep it under 100. Or under 200.
Could just do a regular core and camp pack. I could totally do it because it's very small.
Yeah. We can make a larger room than the initial counter was actually in.
I think it'll look more interesting with if we're trying to showcase
the advanced core shapes are nice.
I'm gonna do advanced core. I'm gonna do advanced core plus core and see what that looks like.
What does advanced core plus
You know
basic plus
do.
camp pack look like?
That's what right you said right. Regular core plus advanced core plus camp.
Well, basic. Like, what about basic
Oh.
advanced? Is that enough space, or is that?
It's tight.
The basic only gives you like
It's
a
not
bunch of one.
quite
wall.
enough floors.
Yeah, never mind.
But we could use it if we're doing the mega. We could use this for the little area you can. Oops, where did it go?
That doesn't work.
Oh, you go back to it. The secret. We could use the secret door for the little area you sneak up.
That's true.
It's like a neat little. I could also pop the foot off. And
The room has 21 squares to fight in. That's fine. I think the issue is with the
That's
way that
on paper, but like
the problem is like so many of those are taken up by like
One,
stalagmites and crates and stuff like that,
3, 4.
and the fire.
See, it's like it's just not.
Chuck's saying there's a published adventure he ran that had 6 Gorillons, which are large-sized,
Whoa.
4-armed apes in a 20 by 20 room.
How? Were they miniature gorillas? Like,
I guess my main issue is, especially, it's a lot of noise.
almost done.
I guess my main issue is just at low levels, if you have ranged characters, with the way that like engagement works, it's very difficult for low-level ranged characters, especially when they're first-time players, to like safely handle a bugbear in that room.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's do this. So we got a core and an advanced and camp pack. Let's see what we can build. The Grillion is a silly beast. I don't know.
It's a huge 4-armed ape.
Well, but except it's got like Tyrannosaurus arms as well as the regular
Wait.
arms, right? There's 2 arms that are small, right? There's like, I think it's got 2 small arms and 2 big arms.
6 gorillas.
My recollection is that it has 2 small arms and 2 big arms, and it looks silly. I could be.
Oh. No, so the mini has 4 regular arms. Oh, the Forgotten Realms art definitely makes it look like it has 2 tiny arms. That might just be perspective?
Yeah,
Okay,
the 5e,
no, all the Forgotten Realms art is showing it with like...
it's like it absorbed a baby gorilla in its chest.
And then, honestly, if you cover the top, it looks like a regular gorilla, but like his head has been replaced with the upper half of a much larger gorilla.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. But...
Well, you get that going. Alright.
Is they thinking of Glabrezu? I have no idea what that is.
Glabrezu also has, it's like a type 4 demon? Type 3?
No idea.
It's got like little pincer arms and like big no, the 5e I'm telling you, the 5e art on the Grillion has like little dangly arms and
Yeah, no,
big arms.
I looked at the art looks ridiculous. The mini like used regular sized arms, but the Forgotten
Well, that's because the
Realms art
sculptor was like, what is this nonsense?
If these videos are for newer customers, the buy-in should be responsible. If you go too big, it might seem unattainable at first. It's interesting. So with the actual
Every
like
caverns,
caverns,
every build has been like 200, under 200 almost. Like with a few exceptions. There's
we can't really do an under 200 with castles,
yeah, no.
unless it's just like buy the postern gate and that's it. Like, but
No, I think we have a pretty restrained. I think it's a pretty good collection of small.
There's also like slightly different goals with the builds for the, like.
Yeah, these are just showcase.
Like getting started with Dwarven Forge, like video over the specific like introduction to caverns and dungeons and stuff like that. I'm curious how much you'll have left over.
We may never know, Chris.
I wish we had a good way to do like that little shoot.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's it kind of wants to be this, but then let's see. I want to elevate the whole thing, but I can't.
Can you make a cavern that can fit the new Tiamat mini that's coming under under $200? Can you fit it in the Mega? Probably not.
You know, I think that the trend of minis getting just outrageously large. I don't know.
When everybody was complaining about the scale increasing, and heroic scale and all that stuff, I like didn't see the problem.
Now you see it.
And then all these dragons start coming out, and they're all way too big to ever use. Like they're just display pieces.
Like what's that? The white dragon, the absurd white dragon, that WizKids made. That is like, it's as big as this table. I don't know. The Tiamat is going to be completely unplayable.
I hope you actually mount it on your car.
Don't tempt me, because it's been hot in my mind ever since. I've been like,
how funny would that be?
oh, it's gonna be awesome. That goes here.
I've used Giant Dragon. Have you used something the size of that Tiamat mini? It's not even a mini at that point.
No,
it's a statue.
It's just a display piece to show off. Joe will use it. You know Joe will do something like ridiculous with it. And it's going to be awesome.
Wildlands will accommodate the dragons. Yeah, stuff that doesn't need
Facts.
walls is going to be easier.
No.
To be fair, they were actually the correct size to scale. The older dragon minis were just too small. Says Vegas. Which I suppose there's like a level of feasibility that I think does need to be prioritized over like 100% accuracy.
Nope, it's gone. No feasibility.
Finley has the Reaper version of Tiamat, which is a 12-inch high mini.
Oh, the what was it called? Not Kaladex. Maldrakar, right?
Yeah, Maldrakar.
Am I out of floors? How is this even?
Don't you have some right next to you? There's a stagnant pool right there. The Icons of the Realm series. Skywalker likes the scale of the regular chromatic dragons that have been coming out.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're really nice.
Matt Roboticus fully intends to use all the adult dragons and probably some of the ancients.
Matt Roboticus lives up to their name.
Yeah. I'm very excited to see the builds that are made to accompany that.
It's really narrow.
You trying to match the room?
Well, it's supposed to go down to like a 1 foot, or 2 foot gap. It's crazy. I need to get even.
I'm not sure if that's like just perspective or what, but like it is large enough for
perspective. It's an overhead view. Like it.
Yeah.
There's no perspective. Do something like that. Huh?
Fizzbands will give lots of new dragon stats.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm so excited for Fizzbands.
I think Fizzbands is the most excited I've seen people for
well,
a
you know
book in a
why?
while.
It's just a universal source book for DMs that seems like everything you'd ever want. Like, who doesn't want more dragon info? Like, it's gonna be awesome. And there's like a mind flayer dragon. Just like it's like it's awesome.
The Chartolin dragon from WizKids is nuts. This is Charles.
Hey Charles, hey, how'd the leak pan out.
Yeah, how's the basement situation? Oh, Capel's Reaper just shipped today. I got mine 2 days ago. I haven't had time to open it.
Still haven't unboxed it.
Yeah,
We had a long day yesterday. That was.
I don't think I'm gonna have time for weeks. I don't know.
So
Rifted Gamers is asking if we're ever gonna do some sci-fi builds.
Hey.
Well, hey.
Well, the first step would be making the terrain.
Yeah, we actually are. That's one of the things we're working on. We're not actively sculpting right now, but like we're thinking about it. Like we are gonna be making sci-fi stuff sometime in the near future. All repairs completed in Charles's basement.
Woo!
Apparently. New shoot begins tomorrow.
Woo!
If you guys aren't familiar with Charles Photography,
NPC Creations.
yeah, NPC Creations on Twitter, does a lot of diorama building, really good effect work.
Critical Role narrative builds, like really cool. It's awesome.
Yeah.
We also may have given him a few pieces of ammunition for what he's got cooking next.
Wait, you saved your carpet? How? I thought for sure the carpet would be, like, done. Like, wild. It's going to be a great 3 months. Finally, a bunch of books are all coming out. Yeah, like Witchlight and Fizzbands, and then the other one, Strixhaven. They're all coming out by the end of the year.
Yeah, it's going to be great. You know what I'm excited about with the with Witchlight is apparently everything is you can circumvent all the encounters without combat.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Which makes sense if you're dealing with face stuff. It's like, generally speaking, you're dealing with things that aren't necessarily like they're not mindless and evil. They're just
misunderstood.
Annoying, usually.
Yeah.
But like, you know, they have a logic. They can be reasoned with. So it's interesting. I'm curious to see how they've written it to like let it still be satisfying whether or not there's combat.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly applaud the idea, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Also,
Okay.
as like, you know, as a dad running D&D for kids often, like I definitely became very conscious the first time I ran a session for like my 4-year-old and my wife and Grayson. It was, I guess he was 8 at the time. Like I was really conscious of suddenly like, man, you like, I kind of set this up to just, you have to just like murder everything. I was like, maybe that's not the best, you know. And obviously we could change it on the fly and sort of evolve, but I was like, you know, I was suddenly kind of appalled at the kind of the level of murder that I just sort of assumed needed to be part of the thing. And interestingly enough, and maybe it's just my kids, but like left to their own devices, they don't resort to combat. They generally try and find a clever way to have shenanigans ensue, rather than just murder everything.
Duke of Dearth is saying he really needs that campfire and bedroll. Well, you're in luck.
Camp pack.
Yeah, the camp pack, it's only $18, and it comes with that LED fireplace, 3 bedrolls, and then, you can see it better from this camera, there's like a pile of equipment in between the bedrolls there. Those 5 pieces are in the camp pack. It's really nice.
This room is still small. I didn't make it significantly larger, but maybe I should, so that's...
Just grab minis for scale.
Yeah, it's not crazy at all. I love building the caverns. I think we have I think we have a better encounter. I wonder if it's going to be less recognizable if I make it too big. Let's see. Where's the other diagonal here? Oh, thank you.
There we go.
Kids will attempt to tame anything they run across.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Adults will attempt to tame anything they run across. It's like...
Here's a question. Out of everybody that has played through Lost Mines of Fendelver, how many... So when you get to this cave, the Kragmaw hideout has some wolves in it that are chained up. Out of the people watching, how many of you, whether you're DMing or playing, did the party try to tame the wolves and keep the wolves as pets? Because
you know the answer is yes.
my party did. Both. The one I DM'd and the one I played in, both tamed the parties. Vertex says they avoided them. This is including Ripper, the scarier wolf that hangs out with Clark at the boss room.
If the wolf's name's Ripper, the wolf means business.
Yeah. None of your players did. I've always had the party try to calm them, but never to keep as pets. They gave them meat, but then left them there. Son tried and rolled a 19. Apparently Tabitha Lynn's son tamed him. Chelsea, the druid in our party, she tamed all 3 wolves that were there. And she named them Wolf 1 and Wolf 2. And then Ripper got to stay Ripper because he already had a name, but he would have been Wolf 3.
You know, I bet I can do this with a basic.
I think so. I think a basic
Like,
plus
this
advanced.
is already plenty large.
Basic plus advanced plus a camp pack. That's
Yeah.
that's under 200.
Yeah.
I think. Yes.
Because I kind of don't need to do the rest of this. Like, if we're just trying to do the boss room.
What room is this right now? This is the boss room for the Kragmaw hideout.
It's the room in the lower right corner of the map is drawn.
Dead West asks if you're talking about the Lost Mines of Fendelver. Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yeah, right now we're building the boss room to the Kragmaw hideout.
There's something like that.
We're seeing...
Where do I put this? We could do...
Yeah.
Here's the...
We're making it a little bigger, probably. Because we can't match the footprint, like, exactly, because there's some very specific... Which camera do you want
Wait,
it on?
I don't know. Oh, it's going to
Overhead?
be the overhead. Let's see. Hang on. I'm just going to... you can't really see. Maybe if I zoom in like crazy. Hold on.
Yeah. Is he just expanding it? We kind of have to, just because we don't have the exact shapes for this.
Wait.
But like, because you know they can draw whatever they want, but we only have whatever pieces.
Do you have the? You want to pull up the map?
I can grab it. Yeah. Let's see.
All right.
Well, that's a typo. I accidentally typed Kragmaw Hideous.
Sure is.
Let's see.
Might be easier than me trying to have my screen on the screen.
Completely get that. Let's go to... Alright. We'll do...
Oh, I should have had this jet out. Let me get a basic. Hold on. Here's a basic camera.
Do a window capture.
Oh yeah, because the diagonals are in.
All right.
Yeah, because this is overly.
So this baby in here. So we're looking at this. And that's what he's building.
I think I'm
he's got it upside down, though.
Yeah, you're upside down.
All right, so let's actually, bam. We'll go down over here.
Do you know what?
Wait, no, that's the wrong. Oh man, I've thrown myself off. All right, there it is. Right here. Wait.
Wait.
Okay,
No,
I've also got to.
Yeah.
I've also got to do this. Hang on. There we go.
Wait.
That's it. So he's trying to build that. And we got that. It's pretty close.
This needs to jut out a little more with where, but I'm going to swap out. I'm going to leave. What's in the advanced? What's in the advanced?
The advanced core. You've got the two corner, like the large corner curve things.
Yeah, I got those. In terms of fundamental pieces, it has a couple corner fills.
It's got 1x1s and 1x2s.
Yep.
It's got.
Keep all these.
Let me bring it up real quick.
Does it? How many diagonals does it have? How many corner fills? How many rising? I just wanted to know those extra bits, and I'm going to pull everything else out and swap in the basic because I think we can do it all with just a basic.
Totally valid. All right, let's.
And I'm going to tighten this up a little bit, and we'll be. I'm going to miss this corner, but the gull wing is gold. But what can you do?
That's Cavern's core. All right, we are looking at 2 swell wall rights.
2?
One of each of the rising walls.
Wait a second. I only have one. Oh, you know why? Ha! I took the other swell wall for a demo.
Oh, for the demo.
Okay, there
right.
we go. We get 2 swell wall rights. Yep.
2 1x1 straight walls.
Yep. I got all the 1x1s and 2x1s.
You've got the 4x4 convex curve. You got the
Yep.
corner entrance. You have the 2 convex corners.
Yep.
2 diagonal walls.
2 diagonals. Okay, I'm going to leave those, take others. Okay, so then I think the rest. And there's how many corner fill stalagmites?
4 of the stalagmites.
Yep.
2 outside standing walls.
Yep. Okay, cool. Done. Off we go.
Let's see. It's room 8 of page 9.
Woo!
Silver rhythm to draw shapes that are not 4x4 modular squares. Yeah, I don't understand why when they were drawing the art for this book back in like 2015, 2016, I don't understand why they didn't stick to the geometry of our cavern's deep tiles that didn't exist yet.
Seriously, what were they thinking?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm insulted.
Not very forward thinking at all. Did not age well.
What's the opposite of forward thinking?
Backwards thinking?
Yeah, well, there
Seems
it is.
really straightforward.
Backwards.
Like, let's see. I guess it's the same thing with wolves, throwing them a ration to distract them. I think a lot of people do that. That's definitely the easiest way to sneak by is like throw them food and they start fighting over it.
It's like, if that's not your go-to, you're in the wrong adventuring business.
Duke of Dearth says, you could really use a left swell wall right now.
These are facts. There's a real dearth of left swells, fortunately.
They also sell dungeon tiles that also don't work.
Who does?
Wait, who?
What?
You're saying are saying our dungeon tiles don't work?
Who says
You
it?
want to fight? Oh, okay.
Who?
He's talking about Wizards of the Coast.
They sell dungeon tiles?
He was probably talking about the WizKids stuff.
I
I think.
mean, it's literally on their site, so.
Yeah, Wizards doesn't produce it themselves, but they fund the.
Yeah, because then they don't have to deal with all the shipping. Jerk.
Yeah, it's looking like you're basically able to just make what you had, but with
Yeah.
and we can say it's under 200. And like those straight walls are, they're not gonna look that repetitive once you put the equipment there and everything.
Hang on, I'm going to. Man, I wish I had a swell wall going the other direction. Oh, hang on.
Then my 6-year-old son playing the Halfling Rogue wanted to outright, no sneak attack him.
Attack who?
Clark or the wolf? Because you were saying, they threw the ration at the wolves. Did he try to just straight up attack Clark, or are you saying that after they distracted the wolves, he tried to attack him?
That's awesome.
Let's see.
As a rogue, he just went like straight. He went full barbarian.
How is it that Nate's pieces never had the magnets fall out once in a while? The trick is, these are all like.
I blame Tyler. He called out the weak.
We also all just pretty much all the core pieces we're using right now. We literally just opened.
That's true. I don't have many mags other than the burrows. I tend not to have the burrows and the stilts. The metal on the stilts falls off like if you breathe on it. But other than those, I tend not to have magnets fall out of much. Wow, there's plenty of room here. Plenty of pieces here to do something.
It's kind of a selling point, right? We've got a
Yeah. No, this is a really.
John says y'all should just do a show from my house and demonstrate how to use the stuff I already own.
That would be a really fun reality show. We go to your dungeon or mine. And you just like go to somebody's house and build with their DF stuff and like make an adventure, and then they get to run it.
Eric Wahlberg says, when folk come over to play my D&D game, see my Dwarven Forge setup, and say they prefer theater of the mind, I just tell them to close their eyes.
Oh, it's so stupid. It's great. I love it. I'm stealing that.
Stream choppy? Oh, is our bitrate taking a hit again?
Oh, man.
At least they waited until 9 o'clock to throttle us this time.
It's already 9 o'clock?
It's already 9 o'clock. But hey, we've got 2 of the, builds done that we need to get done. Out of the 18.
18.
We're doing 2 videos.
Huh. Wow, this is wild. I definitely have more. I've definitely run out of pieces, but this is like a pretty good. It's a pretty good approximation. It's not like this isn't the cleanest in the world, but like looking at here, maybe I can knock this back one. Do I have 2 1-bys? Did I use the other one? Oh,
yeah, I would say you are pretty close to the layout of the room here.
Oh ho ho! Check this maneuver out.
Uh-oh. What did you do?
Yeah. Knock that over there. Oh, that's much better. Just
Give it a little
just
more
trying to
over that
knock
corner.
this up more.
It's a little more playable now. Yeah, because like in the thing you have kind of like a 3/4 square and then like a quarter square.
Yeah, so this is like a little usable-ish nook.
A little more space there.
Trying to do the thing. Oh, I should put where's the stalagmite go? There's that one big old stalagmite in the thing that you could kind of hide behind if you're sneaking through the little passage that's on the thing. There should be a raised thing here, but I don't have any lumps. I guess I could use these. But I still have a bunch of pieces left. This is awesome. I could do a little something over here.
This actually
could build out this area a little bit more. It's like, but it feels close enough to the room. This should theoretically be more of an alcove. I could. But it's all full of gear anyway, so it's technically.
Now to show elevation. That would be the hardest part of building the entire Cragmaw hideout, is way that the caves like wind and go up and over each other.
Doing it as drawn
would be very difficult. You have to get creative with it.
It would be doable. I would love to do it. It would just not be affordable.
Merc, I did see your dungeon elevation build. I'm going to show it to... Yeah, that was an $89 build. I'll need to show that to Nate. I'm curious whether it'd be a good thing for us to use or not. It's very unorthodox, but it would definitely be a memorable encounter.
I like unorthodox.
Yeah. Bad. Built as drawn. You need the Underdoom set to build all the elevation? Underdoom and regular caverns?
Wow, I have like a bunch of leftover pieces. Like I'm kind of out of floors, but I have all these left over. But it's a pretty good approximation of what's there. And then there's enough room you could put your party of 5.
Yeah, you can make a nice little thing out of it. I guess that's the nice thing is like leaving some of the passage outside like lets your ranger
you want to be able to, like,
or
put
caster
the,
stay out there and
stage your party could the players could stage their guys out there. I guess they call them miniatures. Huh?
Overboard's wondering how the Underdoom restock's coming. New setting coming maybe.
Well, Did you rewind the stream and watch the beginning about how awesome shipping is?
Yeah, the Underdoom core is theoretically on the way. It's just we can't get our stuff on a boat.
Wait, isn't it in the second?
It's in the second restock, so it's
Yeah,
not even
so
in the
who
one
knows
that's
when that
currently being
even-
delayed.
That's the Christmas restock now.
That's the funny thing is, like,
if we're lucky.
It's theoretically possible that Wildlands and the other restock aren't held up at all, but it's unlikely.
It's
But,
so frustrating. It just,
yeah.
Could put this
Yeah, basically, the restock that was supposed to be here in July just got bumped off of its third boat. So it's still just sitting there. It's been sitting there waiting to get picked up for like 2 months.
It was booked in May. It
Yeah.
was supposed to go out in May, and now it's not going out till August at the earliest. If we're lucky. That's we've never had a delay like that before.
Yeah.
But we have a Cragmaw hideout. So yay, Craggy.
I love that part of the module.
Where they
Where they all start chanting Craggy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's my favorite part too. All right.
It sounds like a Muppets D&D bit.
Would be fun.
At some point, there's gonna be a Muppets D&D thing. There has to be. There's no way there won't be at some point. They're always up on the trends.
Facts. All right. Well, let's call this a show.
Yeah.
Um.
Fraggle Rock.
It's
fair. But I mean, like, at some point, there's gonna be like a one-shot. Like, they'll do a celebrity one-shot, but all the celebrities are just the Muppets.
Dude,
You know?
that would be awesome.
That would also probably that'd probably pull in more viewers than any of the other actual
Who wouldn't want
celebrity
to watch
one-shots.
the Muppets play D&D? It would be hilarious.
I think that's
It would be-
honestly like a way bigger poll than getting like Jack Black or something. I think like
Yeah.
the Muppets doing it is like just this massive like, because even if you don't particularly care about the Muppets or D&D, it's still a thing where it's like,
It's a stunt.
this sounds wild.
Yeah.
like I have to see this.
Yeah. It's great. Right. So we hobby hang tomorrow night.
I'm gonna do my Reaper unboxing then, because I haven't been able to open any of it. So we'll just unbox.
He's
What
so
I'll do
good.
is I'll just pick like a thing of like, what do you guys want to do? You want to do Brine Wind? You want to do something? I don't know. I can't remember everything I have. The Mouselings? I'm excited for the Mouselings.
Your
look
Red
very
Wall
cute.
fantasy is finally coming true. It's like, yeah.
Mix those with
So-
some of the Dark Sword miniatures, and we'll actually like. Yeah.
So we got hobby hang tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be back next week. I think we'll do that crazy the fish tank build next week. What do you think?
Nice.
How
Is that the one we have to do from home?
No, we can do it here. It's messier. So
No, I
we'll do it
mean,
here.
is next week the.
Oh,
on the envelope
right.
to do
I
from
take
home.
it back. Yes, I have to. From it's Hawkins' birthday. He's
So are you
25.
gonna do the crazy build home, or do you want to wait to do that here?
I think we should do it here because
Okay.
it's gonna be more fun this way. I think.
That's-
Yeah.
Entirely valid.
This was the idea I had last week when we were talking about negative space. It's like you could even do it on real water. And I'm like, in fact, I'm gonna prove it next week. But we did this instead. But
Let's
we'll
have
have
more.
to do that.
Let's have more Forgotten Peace stories. I know.
Yeah.
I know of. Actually, I do know of one other piece that didn't get made that I think people would be interested in hearing about.
Do people know about it?
I don't think they do. I don't think anybody
Whoa.
knows this is a thing.
I don't even know. I don't know.
It's a dungeon piece.
Can't remember what we had in the vault for the dungeon. The treasure chest with the that thing?
No, but now I'm curious
Oh.
what that is.
I gotta find it. We only have one. We have one copy of it somewhere. It was a good idea. It didn't work, but it sort of worked, but it wasn't right. I don't know. You have to tell me after this.
I'll tell you after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe it's a good thing for next week. Mystery. Guess what's in the dungeon?
Yeah.
We can rename the segment.
Every week we just reveal something that you don't
Yeah.
get to have because we didn't actually make it.
Well, we might make it someday.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, the drawbridge, the Hellscape, the Necromancer drawbridge from Hellscape was from Castle's 4 years prior.
Really?
Yeah,
That got brought back?
yeah.
Interesting.
The Zaltar's throne was from Castle's, like made a year later. The banks, those large stone banks from Hellscape were from previous year. We still have Yorgrim that have never gotten made. We have I don't know. We got some stuff that sometimes it'll just waits for its time.
Just always look
We
for
lost an entire dwarven the whole.
That's right. Like
There's a dwarven king and like a whole dwarven royal court gone. That was Wandi's last hurrah.
Lost in shipping somewhere.
Yeah, no, there's just some like druids sculpted a whole like a dwarf king and a thing like.
Just always look at. We made the nexus so that we could bring back the Myrmidon.
Yeah.
Like that was the.
It was
that
amazing.
was the long haul.
Yeah.
He was gotta go like, how come these catacombs are covered in cattails?
The cattail, the legendary
the cattail catacombs.
The $8 cattail.
The cattail-combs.
All right.
Cattail-combs.
Well, good night, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Till we see you next week. Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.